I'm going to get into the flirty fishing. Why these girls, they become hyper-religious. Remember I said to you, I've coined it as the love bombing born again experience. Like when you first come to the faith, it's like, oh my God, it's like they're on this adrenaline. It's like that high, you never get it again. After that, as the time goes on, you have to find other ways to still get that high because they become addicted. Anyway, let's jump straight into it. I'm going to be using Angel as my case study for today. I've seen many angels in my life. Do you know what I'm saying? I've been an angel as well. The thing is, she hasn't been around long enough, I don't think, to be indoctrinated through the lens of, but she could have been indoctrinated through the lens of you use everything to win souls for Christ. And part of that is your beauty, is your, because guys, I wouldn't describe her necessarily as that, but I've got to say it like this because of how sensitive TikTok is. But if you're, you know, shapely, whatever it is, you use that to bring souls to Christ. But anyway, I'm going to be using this as a case study. So based off the information that I've seen online, so I don't know the girl from nowhere, I'm psychoanalyzing this case. She's been doing up a lot of things, but it was the carnival one that really brought her to my attention because I just thought, what the hell are you wearing? And from then I started to unpack it a little bit more. There was another bit of content that I saw where she was giving out roses, and there were some man them that pulled up, and it was like they were like moving to her, and I was just thinking, it's just so inappropriate because guys can get the wrong idea as well. So let's get into it. So firstly, I want to look at and again, this is just my psychoanalysis. This isn't indefinite. This isn't based off facts. This is what she has put out there on social media that I'm using to create a bigger picture as a case study as to why girls like Angel end up in these hyper-religious environments and then they're out in these streets doing up this. Trauma, loss, and conversion. So one of the big reoccurring patterns and themes that I see is bereavement and trauma. And as soon as I saw her posting a video crying about the loss of her mum, and respectfully RIP, because I don't joke with that type of stuff, it's really, really sad. But again, in the loss of her mum, this is a core attachment figure. This can destabilize a sense of self and security. So after loss, people often seek certainty, structure, and belonging, which is why they suddenly become born again or start to search for something to fill that void, that emptiness. They start to seek for a deeper meaning of life because they've lost sense of self. So psychologists call this a trauma conversion or identity foreclosure, where someone adopts a rigid identity, e.g. I am now a Christian street preacher. And I also saw this in Courtney Clark. You know, the one who tried to come for me. Courtney Clark's granddad passed as well. And then she started becoming all hyper-religious. So there's a trend of these girls doing it, yeah. So they adopt this rigid identity, I am now a Christian street preacher, or I am now born again, or whatever, to avoid dealing with overwhelming emotions. Because one thing that they do in these environments is they control your emotions. And it's like,